pretend it's a cart. Sorry, I just grabbed your glasses. So this is getting implemented. These are called bedside cleaning kits. They're getting implemented across St. Luke's network. It's going to be for multiple reasons. One is for contracting, for pricing, and then the other thing is to actually standardize across the network. So, you know, you guys are OR, so it's a little bit different, but there's different guidelines to follow for bedside cleaning. SG&A, AAMI, AORN, or ACORN, I always get that one mixed up in my head. But every site kind of follows their own, or even like the Olympus DFU, which Bethlehem campus has done historically. So every campus was kind of cleaning scopes at the bedside differently. So this is a way to, one, standardize across the network, and it should also, especially in the OR setting, make things a little bit easier. It's everything in one kit that you'll need. Two things that won't be in here that you'll need for the case is buttons for the scope, and then if it is an EGD, a bite block. So it all comes in one package. This green situation here is called the cinch pad. It is designed for transport, but you guys are still going to use those Cygnus egg cartons. I'm sorry, the Oasis egg cartons, just because you need to bring it into something sturdy when it's clean. But when you open this up, there will be a biohazard sticker. Mine has gotten lost in all of my in-servicing, but you want to make sure you either will put it on the green cinch pad and throw it out in a red trash can, or just throw you could even put it on the Oasis dirty side. You just don't want to throw it out in a regular trash can, or else you'll get fined for that. So that's a really big thing. So again, biohazard sticker, make sure you either toss it in a red trash can or put it on most of the campuses are putting it on the dirty side of the Oasis egg carton, just so that way we don't get mixed up. I think the fine is like $5,000 or something crazy. So your carts up here, are they like the long ones, or are they the short little?
So, Peds GI has a big cart.
Yes.
And with a large working system. The thoracic tower has a space to work around. The rest of our carts have nothing to lay that on.
So it's like kind of like a short little square.
So we use Olympus General Video camera towers.
Yeah.
There is no place to put them.
So
we hang our scopes on them.
Okay. So if you have like the long towers for the pediatric or the thoracic, you would just kind of, if we're imagining this is the cart, these drapes here are designed to cover the capital equipment to protect that from any splashes. If it is in any way, shape, or form in the way and you don't want to use it for protection, just fold it up. I would love to see the cart that you're talking about.
I'll get you to that.
Thank you. Because like Sacred Hearts, a couple of the campuses, like in their GI lab, they don't have a long cart. They just have like, you know, one of those towers really. And what they do is they just kind of fold it like this. So the absorbent pad on here is designed to obviously absorb all that yucky guck. You guys will not, again, be using this for transport. I'm just going to explain what you would do if you were going to transport in case, you know, back orders happen or something happens where you need to use this. Again, you would take that biohazard sticker, put it on here. That's going to communicate to everyone that it's dirty. The absorbent pad on here has 2 white stripes. That is so that way you know, obviously these scopes are very expensive. That's part of the reason why they didn't feel comfortable using it for transport. But you want to make sure that it's coiled within those 2 white stripes. I'm just going to hold it up so you can see it. If it's coiled within the 2 white stripes, it's not too loose or too tight. It's like the Goldilocks of the scope not being too tightly coiled. Then the easiest thing would be to fold it in horizontally, and then you would pull it up from here and transport it that way. Some sites actually don't even carry the Oasis, so they're carrying the scopes in this as well. So just wanted to throw that out there. So we're kind of working in reverse. So let's go back and pretend that we are setting up for the case. If you have the pediatric cart or the thoracic, you would lay it out like this. I'll have to see what your other cart looks like just to get a game plan, but you can fold it like this. Then in here, this is going to, so at this location, were you guys using the Cygnus First Step to bedside clean? Cool. So this is going to be your basin. It does fill up to 750 mLs, but per SG&A guidelines, you want to fill it up to 500 mLs. So you just fill that up. We have our cleaning adapter that we would use at the end. We have gauze. It is lint-free gauze, so it's everything in this kit is designed with endoscopy in mind. Lint-free is important because we don't want to make paper mache on our scopes. Then we have our Chick-fil-A single serve of lube. It is, again, it's not like surgical lube, so it's not watery, it's not gonna spread out. It's designed for endoscopy. It's gonna, when you squirt it out, it's gonna look like a nice big poop emoji. And a little bit goes a long way. A lot of the campuses are saying they're not really using all of it, so that's good. And then we have our sponge. Again, this will be used for the end of the case. So we have our case. Do you guys do a lot of doubles up here? No.
Only
Okay.
like each GI,
Right.
one day, but not once a
So
week.
if you were gonna do a double, you would just leave this empty and you would kind of layer it like a lasagna. So that way you have a sponge and a cleaning adapter for each procedure, for each scope rather. I'm sorry, for each scope. So once we have done the whole procedure, they are also, just because they are ordering these separately, the cleaning adapter and the sponges. But for up here, it might just be easier to layer two of them, to grab two kits. But we can kind of work that out as you guys use them. Once we are finished with the procedure, you'll take the scope out, obviously. This is impregnated with two enzymes with enzymatic solution. So a couple differences from the first step that you guys are using. It is gonna be fresh enzymatic versus the one that's been stagnant. It also, we didn't put any bubbles in on purpose. So I know mentally we think bubbles are clean. Actually, in this situation, not so much. Whatever is underneath that bubble isn't going to come in contact with the enzymatic solution, and it's also more chemicals.
Are we getting rid of the one step?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I've been getting.
Yeah. And the reason why this is short and stout, it's also designed for endoscopy, because I know a lot of sites have complained about the first step be getting knocked over, water goes everywhere. So this is kind of designed to be short and stout for that reason, less chance to knock over. So to activate the enzymes, you're going to squeeze it 3 times in the water. 3 times it's going to, again, put enzymatic solution in that water in here. And now your sponge, you're going to wipe it down just like you were with your first step sponge, except that one's flat. This one is going to be like, they're calling it a pool noodle downstairs. And then you'll suck up. The guidelines say 30 seconds, but most sites are just doing the full 500. That way you don't have to walk over and dump it out. Then the cleaning adapter, you hold that down for, are you guys using 180s or 190s up here?
It's a mix of both.
So I believe the guidelines, 190s, you hold it down for 10 seconds. The 180s, it's 30 seconds. But really it's when you see that water going through clean and it's not gross, that's when you're really supposed to be done. Yeah, so because guidelines are changing all the time, we used to say to put this on the tip of the scope during transport to protect it. SG&A has asked us to stop saying that, but it does add a little bit extra protection. The reason they don't want you to do that is it just is too much moisture and can build up, especially if you are here, you could be traveling. It could take a little bit longer to get to the reprocessing room in Bethlehem, but that is a tip I like to share. So, I know I feel like I just word vomited all over you guys. It's pretty much the same thing you guys are doing already, it's just in one kit to grab and go. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns? And as you guys are using them up here, if you guys, you know, anything comes up as you're like getting the process down, please let us know. We'll come in. We can always, you know, figure out a process solution.
It just seems like scopes would get damaged just carting up in that.
We are not going
You're
to
not.
be using the cinch pad.
I know, but I'm just,
Yeah.
We're just using the accessories from the cinch pad.
Just curious, what's the cost of that kit?
$7.50. So they've obviously vetted this a lot. Compared like with everything in here, it's, you know, it's your cleaning adapter, it's your first step sponges and lube. It's negligible. It's like depending on the site where you're at. Because that's the thing is some sites weren't using first step at all. Some aren't using the Oasis tray. So for them, it's kind of like an added
What were
cost.
they cleaning the scopes with if they didn't have first step?
Water and gauze.
water and what?
And gauze.
Gauze.
So they're just using the water and gauze. Some sites, I won't shame them, but they're not even using the Oasis bin, but they're using OR blankets to transport the scopes. So,
And this is St. Luke's Network, right?
correct. So it's just a way to kind of get everyone on the same page. And GI, they go from Allentown, like in the GI lab, they'll go from different campuses also you guys know staff turnover, so this is just a way to make sure if you have new staff, everybody's doing things correctly. And it also makes the job of the people that are reprocessing the scopes way easier if you're using the enzymatic solution. It's like, I use the analogy of like when you make pasta and you leave it, you know, the sauce in your dish, you don't soak it, you try to clean it the next day. It's not so easy, and we are not using pasta sauce. But yeah, so as you're using it, if you have any questions, please let us know. A couple of the sites have been implementing it. This has been in the works since the beginning of the year, but with Workday and everything taking forever, it kind of is just getting legs. A couple of the sites have been using them for months now. They really love them. Anything, obviously, this is things you guys do habitually. Up here, it's not as habitually, but anything with bedside cleaning, it takes like, it's like when you get a new car. You go to grab the shift and it's not there. It's at the, you know, it just takes a little bit of getting used to. So, you just, any questions, just let me know. But it is basically everything you're doing already, just in one kit. No questions?
Suzanne, so when the scopes come up, are they still gonna come up in the egg crates?
Yes.
And then we just grab this instead of the
Instead
first
of
step
the,
kit?
instead of the first step packages being on your case cards,
Yes,
this will now be on your
so
case cards.
this will come up from SPD.
No, these will live out in clean storage to the, left of the McKesson.
Oh,
and
where the
equipment
other
storage.
GI
Where the
stuff
other
is.
stuff is.
Yes, wherever the crinkle pads were stored, this is
Okay.
now gonna be stored there instead.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we're gonna work through, I've got a shit ton of crinkle pads to work through. I don't, the one-step kits, the crinkle pads.
Oh, the little,
Juice pouch, the juice
Yeah, the
pouch.
juice pouch.
Well,
We
that's
still have a
what
ton of
juice
juice pouches to
pouches.
work through, so I'm not really sure exactly how materials, you know, if they're gonna just have them,
Okay,
I
so
don't know.
same place.
They'll be in the same places,
Okay.
yes.
When is that gonna start?
They did stop ordering,
okay.
back in June. I think they did for the Workday situation, they ordered a bunch. They haven't ordered any since. So I know downstairs, they're running out of supplies there of the old stuff. So you should be seeing it sooner rather than later.
Probably about 7,000 bags.
Okay, so we'll start seeing them coming in.
Next year.
Right?
Yeah, and if like you do have a lot of the juice bags to work through and you want, it takes like a month or something and it's not fresh in your mind, please have us come back. We, you know, just want to make sure it goes smoothly because, you know, it's unfortunately not going away. Well, fortunately, it's not going away. So we just want to make sure you guys do feel supported in it. Cool.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you guys.